water, earth, fire, air.
Hey guys, how you doing? jpsarrireviews here, and welcome again to another action figure review. And this time I have Avatar, The Last Airbender Phase 1 by McFarlane Toys. I think these figures are amazing. I love the detail. I saw them at my local Walmart and I was impressed by them. The price is perfect. Now we're looking at the package, and the package is very simple. They all have the same style, the same in pretty much the image of Aang, concentrating his power. And here you can see the colors are really good. It has a staff, so it doesn't have a lot of accessories, just the staff and the figure. A simple package. Here in the back there's a bio of the character. Now here we're looking at Katera, and again the package is the same. Katera comes just with an accessory, which is her power with the water. She's a water bender, and everything is pretty much the same, just the bio in the back is different with her information. Now here we have Saka, and it looks pretty good. I really like the figure, and he only has one accessory as well. It's just the boomerang that he has right there, the blue boomerang. And here's the bio in the back. Now Suko looks really cool. I really like the design. The paint job on him is really good, and he only comes with two accessories, which are the flames that he can position in his hands. Is really cool. And this is the bio for Suko. Now another thing that came with this collection, you get Aang with a glider, which is cool. It comes with the staff, and I will tell you one thing, there's a difference, and we're going to look into the figures in a moment, but the faces look similar, the portrait, but it's different. Both portraits with the regular version just with the staff, and now this with the glider. The portrait has some differences. We're going to look at that. But I really like the package, pretty good. This was $14.99, $15 for this. The other figures are just $10, $9.99, which I think is a fantastic price. And here you can see Aang and with the glider and the bio. It's really cool. And finally, the reason why I purchased this line in the first place, Appa. Appa looks amazing. This is the reason that I normally don't collect many action figures, but when I saw Appa, I was impressed. And I said, this one needs companions, so I grabbed the other figures as well. It is super heavy, man. And I only paid $20 for this, and it's an amazing figure. It has so much detail. We're gonna go through it. It is a really heavy box. It's open, but man, it has articulation, all that. We're gonna look at that, and Appa looks so great there. All right, guys, now we're looking at the figures out of the box, and I'm telling you, they look great. They have a lot of detail. The paint job is really good. Minor some imperfections, very minuscule imperfections here and there, but they are great overall. I think the only thing that I will complain about this is the lack of some accessories. I think they require more accessories. I could even pay a higher price for this if they come with some extras, but beyond that, I think they're great. Also on the articulation, of course, these are McFarlane toys. Being that the case, you know, McFarlane never really put so much articulation on some of the figures, but beyond that, I think the job that has been done in these figures is great. Each one of them comes with a lot of great detail. For example, you can see right here with Aang, and the staff is a very soft material, so you can really do all sort of things with it. But that face, man, and the detail, the texture, and the paint job, and it's really good. Another thing, I wish they had these peg holes at the bottom so you can display them with some stands. Now when you look at both Aangs, as you can see, there are some differences on the portraits. Everything else is the same. The sculpt, the figure itself, everything, every other part is the same, but the sculpt is different in the face. I would say that I kind of like it, but they're too similar. Even though you can see the eyes are a bit different, in this case how wide they are, the paint job is different, the way the mouth is positioned, all of that, there's differences there. This is very rubbery material. If you take it out here, which is another thing about this, a bit stiff in the beginning. Of course, you can put them on warm water, so they're not as stiff out of the box, but I really like the texture on this glider, and it has the same rubbery material as the staff here, so in that way it's easy to manipulate, and they don't break easily like some plastic after a while can break. So I think they did a good job with this one. Now looking on articulation with this figure, it's basic articulation. As you can see in the arms, it just goes up, it can rotate all the way 360. Now there's a bending in the elbows, but there's no rotation, which is a shame. Even in the hands, you know, there's no rotation in the hands, which I think is necessary. No ab crunch, but it does have the rotation, of course, on the torso, where you can go all the way around 360. So that's something you can do there, which I don't know if you're gonna do it. You have this articulation that has been used for a while, which is, it's okay. You can really open the legs all the way. You can bend the knees, but there's no rotation there. Also, there's no rotation in the ankle. So yeah, in that department with the articulation, there's a lot of limitation here on the figure. Now, Katera, as you can see, she has a lot of great detail. I love the texture in her dress, really nice. And of course, the dress kind of hides some of that articulation on the knees, which is not the most pretty one. It does have some rotation on the torso. So it actually can go 360 all the way. It has the same articulation as Aang on the arms. And in this case, on the elbows is the same articulation. Nothing changes. The paint job in her face is really well done. They did a good job with it. The detail there is really good. I love definitely the texture. And it is even, it's not really a soft plastic per se. Well, this case the dress is, but everything else, it is a bit stiff. The only accessory that it has, of course, is this power. It's a very hard plastic. You can use it in different ways. However, it's heavy. Now, Saka, it's really nice. I think this is a really nice figure. The way they did it and the portrait, I think it's on point. Watch some videos where people were complaining about the likeness. I think it's just perfect. I think I like it. It's not goofy. I don't think it needs to be goofy. I like the way it is. Now, he does have this quiver, if you can call it that, where he holds his boomerang. I wish the boomerang has more detail on the paint job, not just a simple plastic, you know, like just blue, but it's cool. And this, I don't know if this is removable, but actually you could if you try. Really like the paint job, really well done. I don't see much imperfections at all in many of these figures, and even the ones that I saw at the store, most of them, they were perfect. You know, minor some imperfections here and there. And if you're an action figure collector, you always look for the best looking one. So that's what I do. Of course, you know, because of the part of his clothing, there's some limitation on what he can do. The rotation is a bit stiff on the knees. I even tried to do it, but I don't even know if it goes all the way. I think the way it's set up is very stiff. So I'm not sure if it's going to do it, and I don't want to force it either. Actually, it does. There's a little bit of give on this, but that's about it. So technically this is just like any other McFarlane figure, it's just for decoration. Now Suko looks impressive. I really like the way he looks. Look at that, and the way they did his power, his face, his expression is really good. I think I saw a few figures where actually the mouth was painted, the line was painted, but this one didn't have it. And actually I like it this way, because I also saw some with the other figures where the lines were not painted. I don't know if it's just an imperfection that comes from the factory. Some that look good like that, but I do like the lines on their mouth. The paint job is really good. I don't see any imperfections in any way. The texture, the clothing, you can do certain things with it. Of course, he has the same type of articulation. This one is more limited because of his elbows. In this case, the shoulder pads right here. It kind of limit the way they do certain things there. But I like the figure. Look at that, the detail. But the reason I really love this collection as a whole is because of Appa. Appa, it's amazing. Really love the detail in this figure. Look at that expression, that face. You have to love this fellow for sure. And if you love the cartoon, the animated series, then definitely you're going to love this guy. It's just huge. And it has articulation all over like this. You can close his mouth, which is really cool. You can open it all the way. Actually, you can come even down even more than that, if I'm not mistaken. You can actually showcase his front teeth, if I'm not mistaken, right there. Really cool. So it does have a lot of cool features. In this case, his portrait, his head can be moved, rotate, also can come up and can go down. So it doesn't go as far, but man, it's really good. But look at all the detail in his fur. The seat also has a lot of great detail there. The paint job is flawless there. Even his tail, this actually can be removed. You just insert it there like this, and it just goes into a peg, and it has that real thing, and you can actually insert it. That's how it comes. You have to technically put it together, but man, it looks so great. And he does have some mobility, so you can actually shape it in different ways. But look at the bottom. Even his paws has great detail. Look at the bottom. And when you compare this to another figure, then definitely they're not, like I would say, on the perfect scale, because in this case Appa should be super huge, but it looks super good the way it is. I'm telling you guys, this is such a beautiful collection. Even though they're very small, I am in love with the figures, and I'm going to keep collecting as many as they produce, as many as we get to see from McFarlane Toys. I am definitely going to continue because I love the show, and these figures are great. And that Appa, this definitely was the one that started it all. He is the one that is guilty here, because of him, I'm now buying all this collection. It is amazing. I recommend it if you can find it at your local stores. I would say go for it. The price is perfect. I think the figures are great. So once again, my friends, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, to comment, and to subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification button so you're reminded of the next video. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. The links are down below. And please consider supporting the channel financially through Patreon. My friends, God bless you. Take care. I will talk to you again. Bye-bye.